meaning of secular, any sort of the meaning, any implication of negative towards religion. He said no. Then at the meeting, I think few hundred people there, so I expressed my appreciation. Now I have confirmation from one Englishman about the word of secular does not mean any sort of negative towards religious faith. So I have some confirmation. So actually there's no other choice. These were being human beings, no interest about religion. If moral ethics based on religious, because of the ethics, and secular is something because of that. And also is secular is something negative towards religion, then you must find a different way of approach. A non-believer, still a human being. But then we have to find the way to educate these people. Through education, bring conviction about these moral ethics. There's no other choice except secular way. It's quite common sort of usage, the secular education. After French Revolution, I think education, you say, must avoid any religious sort of faith, religious teaching, something like that. So we call secular education. So now existing secular education is actually lacking about education about warm-heartedness or education of ethics. In the ancient time, one time I invited by Bologna University in Italy. The 1,000 years, I say 1,000 sort of was the anniversary. So, over 1,000 years, the separate education institution started or exist in the European continent. I think India, like Nalanda, actually the university. So, in the European continent, at least over 1,000 years, the education institution started. At that time, it is quite okay. Newly developed education institution take about brain development or knowledge. Moral ethics is concerned, church take full responsibility right now. So, go quite balanced. Now, time change, time passes, the church, influence of church, sometimes a little bit degenerate. Decline. So, as I mentioned earlier, the number of non-believers also now increasing. And then family value also a little bit sort of decline. Therefore, now education institution alone should take both responsibility, look after brain and look after heart, warm-heartedness. Then secular education field, you cannot put religious sort of faith. Then, like you say, a multi-religious community, if you try to teach ethics based on religious faith, then what religion? More complications. So, something neutral as far as religious faith is concerned, something neutral, that's the secular. So, if we want to introduce in existing modern secular education, about modern ethics, education about warm-heartedness, education about moral ethics. There's no other choice except secular way. So we already working, some scientists, some educationists, some thinkers. We in America and also in India, you see, we are working. You see, they carry research work to how to introduce an existing modern secular education field some moral ethics, education for moral ethics.